We have the noted and talented and just darn cute duo Hungrytown
Oh, speak for yourself.
in the studio with us. Well, thank you for coming in.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
What's been going on?
We are actually home in between tours right now, so we're just basking in the glory of being back in Vermont for a little while. Yeah, and we're
In lovely West Townsend.
yeah, we just finished up our annual Further West tour, which is kind of like a nationwide staying in the South and the Southwest for January through the middle of April.
It's kind of like a giant letter C.
Yeah,
But like a lowercase c.
Florida and around to California and then back.
Yeah, we don't come back through the north. We come back through the not so deep
Not
south.
so deep south, yeah.
Near south.
And
Shallow south? Is that a term?
you'll have to ask
It
them.
is now.
And yeah, we've been home since the middle of April, and we're heading back out on the road again around July 9th. So
You guys are on the road a lot more than you're at home. So
Yeah.
really, isn't the road home?
the road kind of is home. That's a really
And home is a
clever
vacation.
observation. Yes, exactly right.
What did he say?
He said the road is home and home is a vacation, and
Kind
that's
of, yeah.
really
That's why it's Vermont.
that is
Where else?
very accurate.
It's cool that you guys live here. You didn't used to live here. You were like chained to desks in New York.
We were, yes.
Ain't it the truth for years?
But yeah, we always kind of dreamed about just doing music full time, and that was our goal.
And mostly we just hated our day jobs.
Yeah.
So, we're just office paper pushing, and it goes on for years and years. And New York City has this gravity. It's like it doesn't want you to leave, even though it hates you. It's like a dysfunctional family. And so, but finally, we just decided, we hate our job so much that we are just going to leave, and whatever. We're going to squander our pension money on a van and customize it so that it can be a camper that can hold our sound system.
That's Blue Meanie.
That is the Blue
is the
Meanie.
Blue
Very
Meanie.
good.
Is that still working?
Believe it or
It
not,
is going strong.
my
with
God.
234,000 miles.
Well done.
Yes.
Thank you.
I hope you're listening, Blue Meanie.
No, it never listens.
Blue Meanie. Okay, you've got solar panels on that thing. It's like a fuel sipper.
Well, I
Sort
guess 22 miles a gallon on diesel, which is very good for a house on wheels. You gotta
Fuel
admit.
sipping category for motorhomes, basically.
Yeah. But it's fully functioning RV. It's got like a little bathroom and a kitchen and a little office with a printer scanner, which actually is no longer all that useful. When it first started, you needed a printer and a scanner.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that was 2006. But nowadays, it's like everything is all like digital, and I don't know. You take pictures with your smartphone instead of scanning. I mean, if I had a smartphone.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
You've managed to avoid having a smartphone?
Rebecca has one.
He has a wife instead.
Exactly.
So,
I have a smart wife.
yeah.
See how I got the compliment in?
Well done.
Thank you.
Very good.
Seriously, you two are cute. You know that.
Get out of here.
And you have a style thing. I don't know if it's something that you even are consciously aware of, but you embrace a certain era.
Would that era be the 60s?
I thought they said error.
Era.
I've heard that a lot. I've been hearing that all my
It's
life.
important to embrace our errors.
We do that all right.
Yes.
Yeah, true. Well, we are. I think there's definite 60s things happening.
Yeah.
Yep,
happening. And I don't know why, but I guess we just like that kind of thing. And I was always in 60s like garage bands and pop bands.
Back in your drummer days.
Before, when I was playing drums. And Rebecca always had a very strong, like, 60s side. She used to do like Nina Simone covers and even before Billie Holiday stuff. So she goes back further than I do. And yet I'm older. How do you figure?
It's
Time travel.
A match made in
The 60s.
in the 60s. I've got notes.
Okay,
Wow.
good.
See, he is organized. You want to be
He's
our
good.
manager?
Further West is the newest album.
It
It's
is.
the third one, and holy cow, it's been getting some really nice attention.
We were happy about that, and it's always a nice surprise when that happens.
We'll take whatever we can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of best of albums for 2015, both top songs, radio stations, BBC for Pete's sake.
We like to be.
It's
BC is
just,
very, very nice.
yeah. We have been going to the UK every year for tours, sort of since, I guess, what was the first time we went there? 2000 or something?
We didn't play. The first time we actually played there was 2001.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And we've been playing folk clubs there for years and years, and we just love it. So,
In fact, we're going again in a couple of months.
yeah. And a lot of the reviews that we got were from British Isles publications. So, yeah, we're actually going to be doing our first tour of Ireland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Neither of us have ever been before.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
I was in part of Ireland for a little while.
Where? Which
part?
Southwest.
Okay.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Cool.
That's what we hear.
You want to come with us?
Yes,
Come on.
I do.
Maybe we can get a group rate on a ticket.
You have cello and a fiddler kind of backing you up, a little help on this album.
That's
Yeah.
right.
On some
Suzanne
tracks.
Muller on cello. That we've known Suzanne since we used to live in New York, and we play every year with her a concert on Long Island in Old Westbury Gardens. And she's played on almost all of our albums. Just a dear friend and super talented performer. So, and Lissa Schneckenberger from Brattleboro on
Local
fiddle.
talent,
Yeah.
yes.
This is cool.
She's
Yeah,
awesome.
she's awesome.
Lissa is fantastic. And she's got her own band called Low Lily, which is totally worth checking
You
out.
really need to check them out.
You have a thing about libraries. What's this thing? What's this thing?
They rock. That's the thing.
They're awesome. It's funny. We played our first library gig probably like
2002. I
a long time ago, and we just immediately took to it. I just like being around books first of all.
It's a nerd thing.
Yeah, it's like my comfort zone. And then this was a library in New Jersey, and they had been doing a concert series for years, and I never even knew such a thing existed as performing music in libraries. And I immediately thought, oh, that's such a great thing. And as time has gone on and libraries have sort of started embracing being community centers and trying to increase their outreach beyond just lending books.
And being quiet.
Yeah, right. The role of just offering different kinds of programming has really grown. So it's been a niche that we happened into, and it's just gotten bigger as our career has gone on.
We played libraries all over the country and beyond.
Yeah, we played them in the United States and New Zealand. We played one in Denmark, one in Norway, and a whole bunch in Finland because we have some friends there. So,
But I mean, the U.S. is really the place for libraries. I mean, really think about it. It's the perfect listening room, right? For an acoustic act. You know, it's really a lot more rewarding than a lot of clubs and restaurants and things where you might be fighting the audience for noise level.
Yeah.
and even Keith Richards agrees that libraries are like the best thing about this country, pretty much.
See, we rest our case
Yeah,
Keith Richards.
the authority.
on libraries. I mean,
Yeah.
who knew? I think he lives in Connecticut, doesn't he?
I think he does. Yeah.
But Finnish library, okay. From the sauna into the snow into the library.
Right. Exactly. Just back from.
It's a natural
the-
progression of things.
Yeah, exactly. Back from the library to the snow.
Yeah, we love him. We love
And
him.
thank you for pronouncing sauna correctly.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Actually,
Well done.
some parts of southern Vermont, they do to have a Finnish heritage. Around the Andover, West End, Londonderry region, there's actually a fairly big Finnish contingent. And some of the old outbuildings, if you look carefully, you can see that they are saunas, or they were. How many people know that? Some people, because I know that one of those libraries or one of the town halls is actually doing a Finnish something or other coming up. I saw in the message for the week. I'm going way off topic, aren't I?
Libraries, saunas, Vermont.
Outbuildings.
Yeah. Hungrytown. I don't know. Just thought I'd throw all of that out there.
That's pretty avant-garde.
Okay, let's go there. Hungrytown. What's that about? What's the genesis?
Well, our song Hungrytown Road was kind of how our name came about. And the song came about because we were recording our first album down in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and we had some friends, fantastic bluegrass musicians that lived down there. They were backing us up on several tracks on the album.
This is our Hungrytown album.
Yeah,
First
our,
one.
our first ever album, and we didn't have a name for ourselves yet, and we thought, at some point we've got to think of a name for
By
ourselves
a name for ourselves, she means like literally a name.
for our band,
The other name for ourselves we're still working on.
right? And and every day we would drive to the recording sessions through the Blue Ridge Mountains, and we kept passing this little gravel road, Hungrytown Road. And we thought, oh, it must lead to a place called Hungrytown. And one day we had a little extra time. We thought, let's go into Hungrytown and check it out. So we drove down the road, and it kind of stopped after about 4 or 5 houses. And we thought, what happened to Hungrytown? So we went and looked it up, and it appears in some old maps, but not on others. And we're not sure if it ever existed, and if it did, like
what happened to all
what
the people?
happened? Yeah. So
Zombie apocalypse?
yeah.
I mean, really, that's the only logical conclusion, isn't it?
It's the only logical conclusion to everything, if you think about it. But yes, so that's how our song Hungrytown Road came about, and then we got our name from that.
And it's a real road. You can find it on Google Maps. It's in Covesville, Virginia. And not much to see. And I don't think the street view goes down it because it's too small of a road. But, if you ever go down there, I wish you luck.
So the
Tell them
road,
we said hi.
the road is real, but the town of the song is metaphorical.
In our song it is, but there might have been a real Hungrytown. We think there might have been, but historians are conflicted as to why it was called Hungrytown.
Maybe that is where
and
you're
what was in it? Did it have a mall? Right? Did it have a Sonic? I don't know.
Did it have a sauna?
We may never know.
Now, we have Ken's mom in the studio, but she's taking a nap, and I really was looking forward to...
She is adorable right now.
Oh, she's awesome. Thank you for bringing your mom.
Oh, sure. Yeah, anytime. She's visiting from Boston. We're happy to have her here.
You guys smile when you play, especially you, Rebecca.
Do I? Oh,
Yes.
I enjoy playing.
I think it adds something. I think it's necessary.
It just seems
I
to
think it
come
started
out.
that
It
way.
may have. It may have started out because maybe the first time you ever see yourself on video and you're like, why do I look so sour?
You know what it is? It also goes back to the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at the old films from the bygone eras, this whole thing of looking like you're working when you're playing is a relatively recent phenomenon. Historically, people always, look at the old Beatles footage, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, they were having fun.
You almost,
just having fun.
what their bodies are doing with their instruments is completely immaterial. They're looking into the camera, they're smiling, and their fingers are moving, but it's like, what's going on? Do they even know what they're doing? But they're all playing perfectly. But that didn't happen by accident, right? It was clearly, this was something that was trained into them. And as it was with, I guess, most of the artists of that era, it's like, don't look like you're working. Make it look easy. And that's not, the audience doesn't have to see you suffer. If they don't see you suffer, they can just follow you home afterwards.
Hopefully the audience isn't suffering.
No, hopefully not.
You guys have been, your music's been on TV shows. That's pretty hipster.
We love it.
It's strange because we're so not hipster, but our music is all housed in a library at APM Music, and they have various clients that are music supervisors, and they go there looking for certain moods that they want. And a lot of times we don't even find out about the usage or the licensing until a friend says, "Oh, I heard your song on a show," and that's always really exciting. So. And that happened recently with Lady Dynamite, so that was kind of fun.
And before that, Portlandia.
Yes.
At the Daily Show. Was there? Oh, it's my mother. You okay? You want to be on the radio? Okay. Well.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
TV shows.
TV shows,
Yes.
yeah. And we love it. Keep them coming, please.
Yeah. It's great. Because as musicians, as full-time musicians, you're always sort of cobbling together your income from various sources, and that's now another way to...
Right? Playing gigs.
Yeah, playing gigs.
The odd royalty.
Yeah.
Shaking the tin cup. It's like whatever comes to hand.
Well, that's kind of the Vermont way, too, and multiple small income
Oh,
streams.
ain't it the truth,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is. We love living here, and I'm sure everybody who practically everybody who lives here, you must love to live here because it's a hard place to make a living. It's a relatively poor state, and it's just not a place you can just go in and make your salary and come home. They make up a very small part of the population, those who have that luxury. But most of us, we cobble together a living. That includes your local folk act.
Yeah. And the problem is we don't have enough cubicles.
Oh, well.
Not really.
Darn the luck. You were individually musicians when you met.
Yes, I was singing sort of jazz and blues, kind of lounge. I had a sort of a lounge act
Nice.
with either a pianist or a guitarist, whoever happened to be free that night when I had a gig, and Ken used to play drums in a lot of different garage bands when we both lived in New York. So that was what we did all the time with our spare time.
Garage bands.
Yeah. I mean, because I loved 60s drumming. It's one of my favorite things to do, and what a better place to do that, but in a garage band. So I was in lots of them. And I guess when you play in a band in New York, you're usually in lots of them. That's just how it works.
Running from one gig to the next.
Yeah. Hopefully you're in your 20s or 30s and you have tons of energy to come home at 5 a.m. and then drag yourself to work in 2 hours.
Exactly.
There was a time I could do that.
Is there anything notable that either one of you want to talk about from those days?
No. Notability exceptions? No, I don't know.
No, none of us were ever broke the top
Anything.
2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did see Rebecca sing early on when I was with a previous girlfriend, and I was just absolutely floored because she was so good from the very, very beginning. And and as it turns out, that I ended up getting dumped not long thereafter. It had nothing to do with Rebecca, but it's just one of those things. At some point, Rebecca
dumped my boyfriend.
Dumped her boyfriend, and I got dumped by mine, and then we just have this confluence of dumpings led us to
So romantic.
led us to meet. Yeah, Rebecca was waitressing, and I would come and hang out at her restaurant and buy something.
So
try to angle for a discount, which I never got.
It was, and our early dates, kind of driving around, we would listen to the Left Bank or something, or the Hollies or something, and be harmonizing.
Or Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Yeah, in the car, and right away I thought, oh, this actually sounds good. I liked how our voices sounded together, and Ken is a natural harmony singer. He loves it. So,
although I never did that when I played drums, hardly ever. So the whole singing part was after I put down the sticks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you're a multi-instrumentalist, no?
Oh, whatever.
Which all happened after we formed our folk duo. And even the bass happened almost by accident, because when I first started as a solo performer with my own material that I was writing, I had a bass player, a fiddle player, like whoever I could cobble together for gigs. And I had kind of a big gig at the Museum of Television and Radio, and my bass player contacted me 3 days before the gig, and he said, I'm stuck in LA, I can't get back to New York. And kind of leaving me high and dry. And I said, Ken, you have like 3 days to learn the bass. So he did. And he played at the gig.
It was only a short set,
Yeah.
and the songs were fairly simple, three or four chords. And so I just remember, which finger goes on what fret and hopefully what string.
Yeah. And then
that's how I still do it.
As we started performing, so he used to play bass and harmonica and always sang harmonies, and then gradually picked up the other instruments as we went through performing. So
I'm not a master of no instrument,
you're more of an arranger.
I like to arrange. I like to put things together like a puzzle and then see what fits together with what sounds
and
good.
sometimes he will just learn the instrument because he thinks that fits on the certain song, or he just wants to put it on the song. So.
As long as the instrument's not too hard. It's like I wouldn't do that with violin. A dangerous instrument to just pick up and start playing.
Don't try this at home.
But you can do it with, say, mandolin,
right.
Or you can do it with a lot of percussion instruments. Just try to stay on the beat.
Try.
Let's play music.
Okay.
By let's, I mean you guys play music.
Sure, whatever you want. Oh, did we bring our instruments, Rebecca?
We did. I think,
awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a relief.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Thank goodness.
What do we do first? Keep saying we.
You're now in the band.
Sure.
I'm going to Ireland with you.
Yes,
Totally.
absolutely.
Bring your pipes.
Yeah. Hard Way to Learn.
Hard Way to
first
Learn.
song
From the latest album.
from the latest album.
And Rebecca's firstest album from, I guess, 2000.
Yeah.
It was actually one of the first things. One of the first things she ever recorded. All of the Hungrytown records. there's usually at least one song that's from
An earlier recording.
an earlier recording. And so this is actually the way that we really intended to do it.
And the new album, Further West, has a lot of themes that observations about our travels, as you might imagine from the title.
Sure.
And Hard Way to Learn is about a young girl whose life becomes a mess. And she hopes that by moving someplace where nobody knows her, that all of her troubles will just kind of fall away. So it's like this is... it's one of the reasons that people sometimes travel to.
She doesn't realize that wherever you go, you drag yourself with you.
Ooh, that's positive.
So has anything changed since the first time it was recorded until now?
The arrangement.
The arrangement has changed a little bit. And it's funny, sometimes you can think you're doing something the same way that you did when you first wrote the song, and you go back and listen to it, and you realize how much you changed and you didn't even know it. But our cello player tells us when we go to see her, she's like, you guys just added a whole new section.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Song.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we're starting with Hard Way to Learn, and this is from our new album, Further West.
That was gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's do another from
Further West.
from the new album. What do you like? What do you want to do?
Okay, let's do Don't You Let Me Down.
And it's a sing-along, so by all means, sing along. And since this is pre-recorded, we can't hear you, so sing really loud. You can edit me out. You can edit everything out.
That's cool.
This is Don't You Let Me Down, also from Further West.
Are you ready?
Yes. I took a young girl for my wife, don't you let me down. Got her hair turned gray on our wedding night, don't you let me down. Don't bought a house high on a hill. Don't you let me down. It turned to dust as houses will. Don't you let me down. Don't you let me down. Don't you let me down. It turned to dust as houses will. Don't you let me down. Saved a nickel every day. Don't you let me down. Till the bank man stole it all away. Don't you let me down. Don't you let me down. Don't you let me down. The bank man stole it all away. Don't you let me down. A truer friend you'll never find. Don't you let me down. Till the day I leave you all behind. Don't you let me down.
Her hair turned gray on her wedding night.
Oh, okay. So Don't You Let Me Down is this song.
Wait, is it a metaphor?
It's kind of like when I was writing it, I was kind of thinking about how sometimes I just have a very vivid imagination, and I can build things up in my mind so that when the actual event takes place, sometimes I'm disappointed, or even with people, sometimes we have the tendency to do that, to create a mythology around them that has nothing to do with who they really are. So the song's kind of about just like seeing the reality of something, and it doesn't kind of like jibe with what your preconceived notions were. So
Disappointment.
yeah, disappointment too.
Disappointment. You know, sometimes the lyrics, I mean, you write the lyrics pretty much, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes the lyrics can be pretty harsh.
You know, it's funny, there was one of our friends and really such a songwriting mentor, I don't know if you're familiar with David Olney out of Nashville, was one of the first people that we met at a conference when we were first starting out. And he said that he liked our music because it sounded so gentle, but then there would be kind of like a sucker punch in the lyrics. And I was
He's a bit of a masochist.
I was actually so happy when he said that, because that's kind of what I was hoping to do with it. Like, I want it to sound kind of gentle and then take you by surprise if there's something gritty in the lyrics that you weren't expecting. And so that maybe that will pull somebody in to listen to the song again and think, oh, maybe this isn't about what I thought it was about when I first heard it. And I'll go back and listen again. So that's hopefully the hook that pulls them in.
The arrangements and additional instrumentation are always just right.
That's Ken.
And I know
That's Rebecca.
That's the two of you working together is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but Ken actually has musical training.
Hardly.
And taught me a lot, the basic things that I know about music theory and how to put a song together. And sometimes I would write them and they'd be very, very simple. And I bring them to Ken and we develop them and maybe add a few more chords and change the melody a little bit. And that's kind of the way we write. We kind of go off into our respective corners, do a little bit, bring it back together, and the song progresses in that way.
Or not.
And then he does actually all of the production in the studio. So I just go in, do my singing, play the rhythm guitar, and then I'm done. And then he has to do all the hard part after that.
I like to be left alone in the studio, mostly so I can watch TV.
I just push food under the door until the album's done.
Is it done, Ken?
Is it a record yet?
Yeah,
nope.
exactly.
Can I have some more food?
Okay, that said, I have a request from the current album. It's a cappella, so how long could that have taken to produce?
The story behind that song is that we were doing a benefit concert with our friends, the Demolition String Band. I don't know if you know Boo and Elena.
Boo Reiners and Elena Skye.
Yeah.
They are in New York. I guess they live in Hoboken, New Jersey, but they have a place in in the West River Valley.
Williamsville.
Williamsville.
And they put together these benefit concerts periodically, and they're
themed.
Yeah, and they're themed. And this one was everybody did the songs of Woody Guthrie. And so we wanted to do a version of Pastures of Plenty that was a cappella. And so we just came up with that arrangement. I've always loved the words to that song. So,
and we wanted to kind of shake it up a little bit, not cover it exactly the way Woody did it, but try to put our own spin on it. And that's really I like cover songs that add something new rather than don't just try to imitate the original. I think we did an okay job with that. We switched around the melody and did it a cappella.
And then
I like it. I like how it came out.
And the theme fit onto the Further West album, so
It's just vaguely about motion, about keeping moving, hopefully toward a better place, and west. The westward migration is such a powerful mythology to it.
And Woody wrote so many beautiful Dust Bowl ballads about that very thing. So,
still looking for Hungrytown. Song.
So this is Woody Guthrie's song, Pastures of Plenty, from Further West, and it's a Hungrytown a cappella arrangement. It's a mighty hard road that my poor hands have hoed. My poor feet have traveled a hot, dusty road. Out of your dust bowl and westward we rolled. Your deserts were hot and your mountains were cold. I worked in your orchards of peaches and prunes. I slept on the ground in the light of the moon. On the edge of the city you'll see us, and then we come with the dust and we go with the wind. Green pastures of plenty from dry desert ground, from the Grand Coulee Dam where the waters run down. Every state in the Union us migrants have been. We work in this fight and we fight till we win. It's always we rambled that river and I. All along your green valley I work till I die. My land I defend with my life if it be. My pastures of plenty must always be free.
Thank you.
This song is from our Any Forgotten Thing album, and we're going to play the title track.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Lately my hands don't seem to work the way I want them to, and I'd like to look up at the sky and set it down at my shoes. Can't seem to turn my mind to what each day might bring, 'cause I've fallen into disrepair like any forgotten thing. The clock upon the mantle has fallen out of time. I can't Well, I'm so far behind, but I might replace the front door bell just to hear it ring. Oh, let the old one rust away like any forgotten thing. Some things here can still be fixed, for others it's too late. But I can't be sure of what to keep and what to throw away. It's like living in the space between the winter and the spring. One season of uncertainty for every forgotten thing.
So that song was called Any Forgotten Thing, right? That's the
Yeah.
title track from...
From our second Hungrytown album.
Yeah, which seems to resonate with quite a few people, especially a lot of older people, and a lot of lonely people.
Fallen into disrepair like any forgotten thing. You know, there's that thing again.
What?
I know.
What's he talking about?
Oh, just you mean the part about comparing the person to the house, or
No, just the kind of harsh and sad and this is life, damn it, get used to it.
Oh, but
Yeah.
here's the thing, though. I don't know. Maybe it's just our own experience, but often when you're feeling down and out and lonely and alienated, and I guess that's enough adjectives, right? And then, but you don't necessarily want to like to say, put on a happy face. It doesn't ring true.
Yeah.
Often, what you want is somebody who is like equally or has some idea of what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Who did that? Gordon Lightfoot did a good job. Well, Rainy Day People, right? Remember that song? It's one of his early hits, and I think it was a powerful song. It was just. Rainy Day People are the people who've been down there too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also sometimes there's this tendency to want to present your best self when you're writing, your most positive, upbeat self. And sometimes I think that I try to think of it as if I'm reading a book, and I don't want all the characters to be perfect and happy all the time. I want them to have like just ups and downs and those
feelings.
And it's actually kind of like the foibles that make them interesting, the imperfections. And so with songwriting, sometimes if you can mine your own experience for something that's not quite so pleasant, or just some maybe a vulnerability that you want to communicate, it's strange because it's the thing that you almost don't want to say about yourself that the largest number of people will resonate with and say, thanks for admitting that. I kind of have that fear too, or something like that.
Identifying is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you win this one.
Yeah.
I was getting nervous for a minute.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah.
Oh, and nice harmonica.
Oh, thank you. It's fun. I just ordered my first chromatic harmonica yesterday.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, I know. I just want to try. And plus, I found a place that sells them really, really cheap, which is hard because, if you go to most websites, and it's hard to find one for less than $150, even a tiny one. Anyway, I found one for like $25.
Oh, well done, you.
Yeah. And it actually gets pretty good reviews. So, I'm not going to do any advertising on the air, but they're out there. You just have to look. So we'll see what happens. I like how they sound. I guess it started with Stevie Wonder. I guess the first one that everybody listens to is like amazed by his harmonica playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
being
awesome.
able to play actual runs instead of
Instead of just guessing.
Yeah.
Although I intend to keep guessing.
Good.
And just see, mix it with something else. Screaming, maybe.
Do another one from that album, another forgotten thing.
Okay, this one is called Calliope.
Do you think
any forgotten thing, by the way?
What did I say?
And another.
I do that.
That's the follow-up.
Okay, so another song from our Any Forgotten Thing album. This is Calliope. The music of the carousel echoes a sweet refrain of fairground scenes from days gone by, and how we used to play. My horse is faded silver, yours is white and gold. Swiftly around the track we go, and where we'll stop, who's to know? You're always half a length ahead, no matter how well I ride. And the further I stretch to grasp the ring, the more I start to slide. Play on, Calliope. I hear you winding low. Our ride is only just begun. We've still got so far to go.
What was that chord? That chord was awesome.
That was an H chord.
Where did that chord come from? You know the chord I'm
It's part
talking
of
about.
our chord collection.
That chord, that unexpected.
Okay, this is the way that the song
What you talking about?
in Calliope, the way that the song is constructed is that I wanted it to sound like it was going around in a circle, and what I had to do is to use a chord that's not actually in the scale.
But you should make sure that the listening audience may not know what you're talking about going around in circles.
Okay, well, the song is Calliope, and it uses the metaphor of being on a carousel. It's kind of like life, it seems like, things are already arranged ahead of time. And there's somebody on the horse in front of you. They're always going to be in front of you. There's a brass ring that you try to reach for. Who knows if you'll be able to get it or not. And so I don't know. Anyway, that's the metaphor. And so I wanted it to kind of have a circular feel to it. And there is a chord that finishes up at the end of every verse that's not in the scale, and then it drops back into the scale again. And so there's that little moment of being unsettling, I guess. Is that what you meant?
That's the very thing.
That's the very thing. Okay, good. So it just seemed to work when we were writing the song, and so we just used it.
I didn't know it was coming until it came, and there it was, and it was perfect.
Thank you.
You should see the video. You can find it on YouTube. Just enter Hungrytown Calliope, Calliope. I had to check the set list for the spelling.
I saw you do that.
But I basically took the song and put a lot of imagery from Coney Island back around the turn of the 20th century, right, in the early 20th century. And it goes really, really nicely with it. And so it's worth taking a view. I think it goes really well together, the song and the imagery. So Hungrytown and Calliope, and easy to find on YouTube. I'm plugging us.
Okay, so another song from our Any Forgotten Thing album, and this is Falling Star. I saw one just the other night, making its way through the sky was a tiny light, just a falling star, a falling star, a falling star. I like to think it fell down to the ground, someplace safe, someplace it could be found. Just a falling star, a falling star, a falling star. Oh, little star, can you see me? Was it love that brought you down so easily? Just a falling star, a falling star, a falling star. Falling star, you shine so bright. I wonder what you would become without your light. Just a falling star, a falling star, a falling star.
That one had a weird chord too.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Those are the weird chord songs. Although it's actually in Falling Star, it's not that weird a chord, but it's weird because the song is kind of so naked. It's our most minimal song with instrumentation, and so when it's something that sparse, all of a sudden
You notice it more.
yeah, you notice it more, right?
It was jarring.
Yeah.
Did it rock your
In a good
world?
way.
Yeah. This is another song from our latest album, Further West, and the song is called Sometime.
Are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
A flock of birds high overhead is drifting softly down, as one by one they come to set their feet upon the ground. Halfway round the world they've flown, but now they're coming down. We've all got to rest
are trying not to waste my time, but it's all such a waste of time.
That was gorgeous.
Thank you.
That was I love the way it was kind of drony during the verses. It was nice full with both guitars going, and there was this drony thing until the instrumental break, and then it broke.
Well, we do that quite a bit because I think the standard singer-songwriter chord structure, song structure is, some kind of A B, but the middle eight or the instrumental part is often
Over a verse.
Over a verse, right, or over a chorus or something. And sometimes we just like to we're going to go over here now.
And not have the same progression.
And have a burger and fries, and then we'll come back.
This is like so Spinal Tap.
And it goes to 11.
Go and have a bite. You still be hearing that one.
Keep it coming.
Do another song.
Gong.
Yes, this is Static from Further West.
On this highway, no reflectors, hard to see where we are turning now. Driving after midnight past the farmers who have put their fields to bed. Gone so far you'll never catch me. Soon to be forgotten anyhow. The radio just crackles, only static anytime I think of tuning in. I know just how it feels to think you've lost whatever signal you once had. So far you'll never catch me now. Soon to be forgotten anyhow. So far between the towns I can't remember when we last drove past a traffic light. Maybe we can get to California by the morning if we drive all night. Gone so far you'll never catch me now. Soon to be forgotten anyhow.
That was definitely a road song.
Yeah.
And one of the more obvious root
Two
songs.
chords and just kind of that relentless motion.
But it kind of conveys that, rolling.
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
And it brings up the whole thing about being forgotten again.
Yeah, I know.
And hopefully, like the bigness of
Repeating
driving down
myself.
a highway at night, especially in the U.S., when it's just like, oh my goodness, it's just, I might be here forever.
And maybe if we keep going all night, we can.
And it's funny, the original title of the song was Gone So Far because of the chorus. And then at the time we were recording the album, we were watching all these old Twilight Zone episodes. And there's one that's called Static. And it's about this older gentleman living in a rooming house. And when he tunes in the radio, it brings back like a broadcast and the music of his youth. So he just wants to enter that world and not live in the present.
And as soon as other people come into the room, all you hear is static.
Yeah.
And so only he can hear it. And so it's very Twilight Zone. It's this quintessential Twilight Zone.
And we had that line in the song about trying to tune in the radio and just hearing static because you're so far away from any town.
But it's really the same metaphor used in the Twilight Zone episode and in that song.
Yes.
It's kind of used the same way.
So we changed the title because of the Twilight Zone episode.
One of the many ways we've been influenced by the great Rod Serling. Thank you, Rod.
Okay, we talked about Hungrytown Road.
We did.
Should we go out on Hungrytown Road?
Yes, let's go out on Hungrytown Road. Perfect.
There's a road that leads out of this town, and one day gonna follow it down. I'm going down the Hungrytown road till I reach the place I belong. I got married when I was just a young girl, and I never seen much of the world. But I learned how to fight with the ones that I love, and to pay for the words that I said. There's a road that leads out of this town, and one day gonna follow it down. I'm going down the Hungrytown road till I reach the place I belong. Well, I saved and I worked every day, but I never seem to put much away. It's too low a price for a life that's so dear, so I guess I'll be moving along. There's a road that leads out of this town, and one day gonna follow it down. I'm going down the Hungrytown road till I reach the place I belong. I look up at the mountain so high that their treetops are brushing the sky, and I know there's a road that leads past those hills, but I wonder how far it will take me. There's a road that leads out of this town, and one day gonna follow it down. I'm going
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Well, we can keep playing all night if you want.
Oh, you guys have a show coming up. Right.
We do. We are going to be playing at the anniversary celebration.
The Weston Birthday Bash.
Yes, Weston Birthday Bash. So it's the Weston Playhouse and also the Vermont Country Store in Weston. They're both celebrating their anniversaries and
their 80th and 70th birthdays, respectively.
So there's going to be live music and all sorts of other fun activities.
The parade. And
that's on June 18th. And I think everything kicks off like around 11:30 or so in the morning and goes all day.
There's like a ton of stuff happening.
A lot
Tons
of stuff. So just come to hang out. Yeah. There's going to be 3 bands, starting with the Blue Flames Steel Band, and followed by the Merry Pranksters, and we're on last. And the first band is on at about 1 o'clock. About one in the afternoon.
So you want to get there for the music?
We don't know the exact times. I just know from experience, it's supposed to be from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3. You get there at 1 and just hang out. If you don't want to,
it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I guarantee it.
Yeah, they've been collectively waiting 150 years to do this.
Exactly. Totally, and it'll be worth the wait.
Oh, I also wanted to ask about the ta-da pose. You guys, when I go to your Facebook page,
it's like every single picture
where you're like,
the showcase. That is called the showcase. Yeah, I guess originates from the old "Let's Make a Deal" with Monty Hall, and it would be like a new car, and then the fabulous model would be like extending her arm out, and then the curtain would open, and there was the new Mercury Comet for 1972. And I'm really showing my age, aren't I?
Yep.
And that was the showcase, and so we figured it's so great because here we can be showcasing a rubbish heap.
Yeah, you can have the serious showcase,
or,
the ironic showcase,
the Grand Canyon.
It doesn't.
Our house.
It cracks me up every time I see one of those.
It's so silly.
It's silly.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Because you guys are look, this is so great.
That's about as positive as we get.
Yeah,
I suppose,
exactly.
But it's okay. I mean, because that's the place, you can, I mean, we do try to convey like a positive
I know,
image.
and people might.
If not in our music, then
I
certainly
know,
in our...
and then people come to our concerts and they're like, what is this? Her hair turned gray on our wedding night business.
Hasn't you heard of Miss Clairol?
I know.
Oh, thank you guys so much for coming in and taking the time and for putting light and joy and sadness that people, in a way that people can identify with it and hopefully heal in some way or just feel less alone.
Well, thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Oh, can we plug our website and Facebook page?
Oh, please do.
Hungrytown.net and Facebook.com/Hungrytown. And please like us on Facebook, even if you don't like us.
Then you can get those pictures of them showcasing everything in your timeline.
That's right.
It's really fun.
And we know that you want it.
Who wouldn't?
Exactly.
And it's a good-looking website.
I can think of... Okay, never mind. Good.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Oh, you guys are delightful.
We'll keep doing this. This is really fun.
It's not every studio that just has giant ears. They can pull out of their ass.
Maybe you can take a picture of all three of us.